How do you walk into a cocktail party? You want to be confident, friendly, and open. Watch your body language. Be sure to not have your arms crossed or your hands stuffed in your pockets. You want to look open and friendly. Make eye contact with people around the room. Be sure to smile. And most importantly, stay off your phone. Hi. I'm Tracy Marshall. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a wife, mom, and grandmother. I'm also a former executive and founder of several organizations. But now my job is to help you succeed by tackling the subjects that no one talked about in school. We'll discuss family, culture, relationships, even the news. Today, we're talking tips and tricks for a dinner party or a cocktail party. Whether it's a professional or personal setting, I want to give you the skills to tackle it with grace and class, give you the confidence to use this circumstance to serve others and to help you get ahead as well. Want a drink? That's usually the first thing people think about when they get to a cocktail party. They go to the bar, get a drink, or maybe there's wait staff passing drinks and appetizers. If there is, be sure to always take the cocktail napkin. Why? Well, for starters, it's practical. It gives you a place to dry your hands before you shake hands with someone. Secondly, if you're in someone's home, you don't want to set your drink down without a napkin and leave a ring on their furniture. What if they're passing a drink, but you don't want what they're passing? You're under no obligation to take it. It's perfectly acceptable to just say, no thanks, or I'd really love some water, thank you. Okay, and what if the waitstaff is passing hors d'oeuvres or appetizers? Same deal. Get the cocktail napkin and get one appetizer or hors d'oeuvre at a time. Now, if there's two different kinds on the tray, it's fine to get one of each, but you want to get them. Don't go straight from the tray to your mouth. Put them on the cocktail napkin and then eat those two. If you're still hungry when the waitstaff passes again, then you can get more, but you don't want to load up your plate or your napkin here. So how do you introduce yourself? Just simply like, hi, I'm Tracy Marshall. You generally want to use your first and last name, but if someone has come up to you and it's a really casual event and they've just said like, hi, I'm Luke, then it's okay to respond or to mirror them back and just say, hi, I'm Tracy. Okay, the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to use your own title. In general, a good rule is that other people call you by your title, but you never use it yourself. The only time you would use a title yourself is if you're talking to someone who's in, for lack of a better word, a different class than you. Of course, I don't mean an economic or social class, but I mean someone who's maybe in a different position than you. For example, it's perfectly appropriate to use a title when you're introducing yourself to a small child. It'd be great if I said to a small child, hi, I'm Mrs. Marshall. Or if a doctor says to a nurse, I'm Dr. Washington. Or a judge uses his title when he introduces himself in his courtroom to the lawyers and the plaintiffs. But in a social setting, don't use your title. Just say, I'm Tracy Marshall, or I'm John Washington. Next up is the dreaded small talk. You've already introduced yourself and now there's a pause. What do you do? Some things to keep in mind are to ask questions about the person and be genuinely interested. The obvious easy ones are, where are you from? Or if you're at a professional setting, you might say, what do you do? If you're in someone's home, you might ask how they know the hosts. From there, ask a follow-up question. Oh, what kind of law do you practice? Or, oh, how long have you lived in Cincinnati? A great thing to do to make a new friend is to ask for advice. You might say, oh, I'm just in town for a few days, and do you have a restaurant you recommend? Cocktail parties are a great time too, not just for you to make new connections, but for you to help other people get connected. If a third person walks up, it's a great opportunity for you to make a connection and help them feel more comfortable too. You could say, oh, maybe you were just talking about something like pickleball, and you might say, Katie, did you know that David plays pickleball too? And then they've got something that they can talk about as well. Whatever you do, take a genuine interest in the person or the people that are in front of you. Don't be looking over their shoulder for who else might be in the room and who might be more interesting. We've all been in those situations at cocktail parties where you feel like the person maybe asks you a question and then could care less what you say, and you see them looking around the room for the next better person to talk to. It's awful and it's rude. While you're talking to that person, make eye contact and be genuinely interested in what they're saying. Okay, but what do you do when you get cornered by that chronic over talker? Just be honest. Be direct. We've all been there. You've been talking to the same person for 10 or 15 minutes. There's some lulls in the conversation, but you just don't know how to get out of it. Here's what you do. Be honest and direct. So here's some things you might say. Hey, it's been great talking to you. Or hey, it's been great catching up, but there are a few other guests I want to catch before the party's over. Or you might say, I'm going to go refill my drink, but I've really enjoyed talking talking to you, John, and I hope we can catch up again soon. Okay, you'll notice I mentioned the name John in this pretend scenario that I'm giving you, but that's a great thing to do. Scientists have actually proven that when you hear your own name, there's a dopamine release in your brain. It actually makes you feel good when someone says your name. So it's an opportunity. It's a gracious way to leave. It tells the person that you actually were listening, you cared enough about them to remember their name, and it makes them feel good and associate that good feeling with you. Okay, you've made some new friends, you've had some fun conversations, you've enjoyed maybe a drink and an appetizer or two. It's time to go. Either the party's winding down or it's time for you to leave. The most important thing is to find the host of the party and thank them for inviting you. Leave your drink on that cocktail napkin in a convenient place, and then you're good to go. Well, that's a wrap for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope this has been helpful. I'd love to know what you think, if you have a go-to move at a cocktail party. And please ask me any questions you have. Remember, you can build the life you want and you can succeed.